No.
On the off chance that the original of Acura's RDX was the hybrid SUV likeness, an undergrad, amped up, anxious to party, brave, its 2013 follow-up had some way or another woken up wedded with a home loan. Gone was the first RDX's nervous turbocharged 2.3-litre inline-four motor, its torque vectoring super handling all-wheel drive framework, and its firm ride. The majority of that was supplanted by a tame hybrid with a smooth, easy V6, a delicate suspension setup, and customary all-wheel drive. Deals shot through the rooftop and haven't quit moving since. Presently Acura believes ample opportunity has already passed for an emotional meltdown. For hell's sake raisers we are, the news is welcome. Simply take a gander at the 2019 RDX model here. We're putting sights around the term model since this SUV is an arrangement of customary measured entryway mirrors and somewhat littler wheels from the one that will go at a bargain in the not so distant future. Acura is restoring the RDX to its turbocharged, super taking care of roots and gifting it a buff, gorgeous new body and an awesome inside with an all-new infotainment framework controlled by a touchpad. Its all piece of operation make Acura not boring again, a term we simply compensated for the brand's endeavor to make a more engaged lineup with sexier interest than in the current past. The NSX supercar was the principal case of turning another leaf. The RDX will be the main volume item to get delight. Turbo thrusty, oh so lusty. Since each new vehicle overhaul apparently should join a size increment, the RDX develops with respect to its antecedent. Acura hasn't discharged every one of the measurements for this model, not to mention the generation display, yet reveals to us the hybrid's wheelbase is 2.5 inches longer. That would put it on the extensive side for the conservative extravagance class, and Acura guarantees that rearward sitting arrangement space and payload volume will be class driving. We jabbed and nudged and sat in the backseat of the model for ourselves, and albeit large, it doesn't appear to satisfy those cases. Last judgment should sit tight for Acura's arrival of the last item. More energizing than dimensional particulars is the way the new RDX looks. As the primary Acura vehicle planned from the beginning around the fresh out of the box news pentagonal grille outline, the RDX wears it best. Other styling signs got from Acura's precision idea from 2016 additionally function admirably, including the strong bumper swells, spear-like hood wrinkles, and pointed headlights and taillights. Everything consolidates to frame a shape that is both lively and upscale. Acura has bundled comparatively engaging equipment underneath this canvas. A turbocharged 2.0-litre inline-four motor mates to another 10-speed programmed transmission. The two things acquired from Honda's fantastic, recently, parts container. Yield figures still are imminent. However, in the Accord, this motor makes 252 pull and 273 pounds-to-foot of torque. Those numbers would put the RDX in the thick of its four-barrel rivals, for example, BMW's X3 xDrive 30i, Audi's Q5 2.0T, and Mercedes-Benz's GLC 300. While the active RDX's V6 created more power, 279 horses, it made less torque, 252 pounds-to-foot, and had just 6 forward apparatuses to work with. We foresee the new RDX will conveniently out-accelerate its forerunner, which hurried to 60 miles per hour in 6.2 seconds. Acura could go zanier still and introduce the 306 horsepower rendition of Honda's turbocharged 2.0-litre motor that powers the Civic Type R eventually. Super handling. Notwithstanding what number of stallions dash underneath the RDX's hood, they'll be corralled to the asphalt by means of the most recent cycle of Acura's super handling all-wheel drive. Supplanting the present all-wheel drive setup that simply rearranges control between the front and back axles. This framework can overdrive the outside back wheel in a swing to help muscle you through corners under power. Acura likewise imparts the RDX's accessible electronically versatile dampers with more liveliness, binds them to a 4-mode selector like that in the NSX supercar. Though the past RDX likewise had comparable dampers, they were tuned for comfort. Here, they can expect comfort, sport, and sport plus settings. The likewise is a snow mode, which we accept gets control over the powertrain's forcefulness to keep up footing on elusive surfaces. Drivers pick those driving modes by means of a gigantic metal dial smack spot amidst the dashboard. This control could be a smidgen aspiring, particularly since numerous individuals may effortlessly mix up it for God's own volume knob or possibly an infotainment controller. But there isn't an infotainment dial, rather, the RDX's new 10.2-inch dashboard show is controlled by means of a touchpad on the middle support. That huge contrast with Acura's framework is that the cushion controls the infotainment screen with a one-to-one relationship, which means finger taps in. For instance, the upper left corner of the cushion promptly controls in the upper left corner of the show. Furthermore, the screen isn't a touchscreen unit, so this is the best way to futz with it. It's actually pretty good, though. Dissimilar to Lexus Remote Touchpad Controller, which rather works more like a PC control cushion where clients flick a cursor-like symbol around a show. The Acura framework is, basically, a remote touchscreen. Having attempted the framework for ourselves, we can state that it works much superior to Lexus' baffling setup. Acura likewise has limited how much control function is taken care of on screen, something Lexus doesn't, constraining how profound one must infiltrate the show's menu structure to achieve normal infotainment assignments. The atmosphere controls, for instance, have their own land underneath the screen and game expansive, simple to utilize physical catches and a devoted LCD readout for temperature and fan settings. Whatever is left of the dashboard is rich, and the inside support even buoys over a lower stockpiling plate between the front seats. Accessible hardware incorporates Napa cowhide, wood trim, a head-up show, and a 16-channel, 710-watt ELS sound framework. Each 2019 RDX will have an all-encompassing sunroof as standard, alongside the Acura Watch bunch of driver help tech. On the Ebb and Flow RDX, this incorporates computerized crisis braking, versatile voyage control, and path-keeping help. Purchasers likewise will be offered blind side checking, a 360-degree C camera, a locally available Wi-Fi hotspot with a 4G LTE information association, and front and back stopping sensors. Acura even guarantees that a sporty or a Spectrum level will be in dealerships from the get-go. Acura's pride in this RDX being its most broad overhaul in over 10 years says a considerable measure in regards to the disquietude the brand is attempting to annihilate from its lineup. Recollect the 1990s, when Acura sold the Integra smaller and the NSX alongside the smooth TL and the tasteful Legend. The brand talked a dialect both premium and energetic. These previous couple of years have needed comparable concentration, with misses like the full-measure RLX and minimized ILX cars joined by a disintegration of driving fulfillment from Acura's items. The dubious piece of turning things around, obviously, will do as such without shutting income pipelines, for example, the RDX. With 7 straight years of office development from 2009 to 2016, the RDX has been as gainful as it was exhausting. The 2019 RDX model is significantly additionally fascinating, and furnished it isn't imperfect with a solid ride and a peaky motor like the first RDX, it holds a considerable measure of request. For Acura's purpose, how about we trust the smooth model is demonstrative not simply of its most recent reduced extravagance hybrid but rather its new course.